Hi there, this is Steve, aka Catanonia. This video is going to show you how you can set Voice Attack up. I've posted some threads on the forum, iRacing forums, and shown Voice Attack in operation. And since then I've got quite a few PMs, so I thought what we'll do is do a quick tutorial here, show you how easy it is to go. So for those that have not seen Voice Attack, I should give it a quick demo. So let's go to the Voice Attack website. So get Google up and running. So start Google. There we go. So Google's up and running here. So if we just go and hit the Voice Attack website. So here we go, Voice Attack's website, and we can get the download of the software from here. So if you're XP, you get the bottom one down here, but it's this button here that you need to click. Download the software. I'd advise you just go and buy it. It's $8. It's absolutely dead cheap. So once you've actually got the software and installed it, it will then take you through an installation wizard, and the very first thing it starts to ask you to do is go into Control Panel, into speech recognition software. So the way the software works is you use Microsoft speech recognition built into Windows 7 by default, and you set your microphone up and it guides you through these steps. But the most important part is the speech tutorial. Make sure you go through this properly and to train your computer better to understand you. So if we click into here to show you how to recognize speech voice training, and what effectively happens here is that it will start talking to you by asking you questions. It will ask you to read out passages, etc., and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. And what happens here is that it can actually then start to work out your voice, your pattern, the way you speak, and it works out effectively whatever you say, turns it into text. So for example, here's an example of it here on the screen here. Speech is the main way people bond and learn from each other. And now it changes to something else, and you just progress all the way through this. So that's your first exercise, is to go through this to set up voice recognition in Windows 7. Once you've done that, then what you can do is you'll get into the Voice Attack software itself. And you can see as I'm talking down here, the microphone is listening to me all the time. Now, the very simple thing is what we do is create profile. So the way that Voice Attack works is what you type in is your command. It looks for that as speech recognition, matches the commands, and performs the operation that you get it to do. So in here we have profile. So this is my profile. So all I've done here, so we'll just cancel and we'll just hit this button here to edit profile. Here's a list of your profiles. So I've only got one at the moment, my profile, main profile. Edit, and here's a list of all of the commands I've got on here. So let's just say that we want to have a command that would run an application. Just so, for example, if I pick an application up the top that I've got, let's just pick one here and say that we want to run Remote Administrator. So here's a Remote Administrator. So if I double click it, that's Remote Administrator. This could be absolutely any program at all. So how do we go about getting Voice Attack to recognize this? The way to do it is to add new command. So when you add new command, now at the top here is what you're actually going to say to get it to work. So I generally prefix things so that it doesn't pick up words or commands by accident. So I generally won't, in normal conversation, go start something. So I'll prefix this and say start, and what do I want to call it? Remote Administrator. So I'm typing it as I would say it on here. So that's our command, start Remote Administrator. Now we can now decide on what to actually do when it hears this. So it'll recognize that, and then it will perform the operations in this box here. So we can go on key presses, get the mouse to do things, move to certain parts in the screen. We can add pauses, other things, or we can record certain macros. And there's loads of functionalities in here. But all we're just going to go through is just the basics. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click Other. And in Other, I'm going to get it to run an application. So if I just do Properties on my Remote Administrator, Properties, here's the full path name to it. And we'll just paste it into there. And then we can put parameters on if we want. And click OK. You can see that's now added to the list. And that's it. It's as simple as that. Click OK. And we can see it's here. If we double click it, we can edit it. We can add more commands at the bottom. So let's also get it straight afterwards to run command prompt. So Windows/system32/command.exe. It's just as an example. There's a test run button there just to make sure that you've actually typed that in properly. Click OK. Okay. So let's test it out. Run remote administrator. Run remote administrator. Now, see if you can spot my deliberate mistake there. The command I used was start, not run. So let's try again. Start remote administrator. Start remote administrator. There we go. So it takes a couple of times for it to work it out the first time, and if it's successful, you'll see it appear in this list here. So the first time when it tried to work it out, drag and start remote administrator, it's like, what's going on here? And as I'm talking, you see it's trying to recognize the words that I say. Now this will actually learn as you go along, and it will get it right eventually for you, and then the more you use it, the better it will become. So that's quite simple, nice simple thing on there. So you can get this to do pretty much anything you want. So if I hit F3, what I get is a search box appear. So if I wanted to actually create a new command, so let's just go new command and just go show search box, show search, and we could go key press and just press key F3. You'll see here it's highlighted F3. Done. So start search. Start search. Start search. What have we got here? So let's have a look. Again, I'm missing. It's show search. So you can see you do have to have a bit of a memory in this. So show search. Show search. So it's recognised it. Show search there, and so let's try that again. Show search. Show search. And search. I don't know why the search is not popping up. It certainly recognised it. I'm not sure. Right. Okay. So it depends on where my active. So if I hit F3 in voice attack, nothing happens. If I click outside and hit F3, search box appears. So let's click outside, show search. There we go. Okay, so it's just doing exactly what you would do with the computer. It's not intelligent enough to actually decipher what it thinks you mean. It's basically saying, well, I will hit F3. I'll hit F3 in whichever window I happen to be in. At that stage, it was in the voice attack program, which does have no F3 functionality. So you'll get used to how things like this work. So you can then start doing all sorts of wonderful things in here. So if I have a look down in here, particularly iRacing, I have, for example, if I go start iRacing, I usually use SimVibe or SimCommander, which allows me to run ButtKicker vibrations and other programs with my rig, my iRacing rig. So if I'll just see if we can find where I've got it in here. So we should have it in here somewhere. We should have start Chrome. So where are we? Start YouTube. There we go. Start SimVibe. So if we have a look at SimVibe, we can see I'm actually going to run SoundShifter, which is a program that gives me beeps when it's time to change, a dashboard program, and then the SimCommander itself. So if I click OK and done, and we'll go start SimVibe. So here's my programs that are launching. I already had the other program and launched shifter there, and it's there. The reason that these windows aren't popping up all the time is I'm actually running triple screens and only recording from one screen here, so I'm having to drag them back across. So you can get it to do all sorts of things. For example, start iRacing forum, start Google, start Facebook, start Outlook. So there's all sorts of wonderful things we can do in here. So let's take this to the next stage. Now I'm not sure how this is going to work in the video. Okay, so I've worked out how we're going to record iRacing. The software I'm using won't let me actually do it in full screen, and I'm running triple monitors to make it even more complicated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick iRacing into windowed mode. Obviously the performance is going to be absolutely crap, but we're not interested in performance and frame rates here. We're just interested in getting commands to work. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll take it from there. I am experiencing a few problems while trying to talk loud enough for the camera to pick up the microphone to pick up my voice commands, and also for the voice attack to actually recognize what's going on. Sort of, I'm trying to get a balancing act here of trying to do narrative and also proper voice talking while I'm actually using the software. So sometimes you'll get me having to do this a couple of times, but don't worry, that normally doesn't happen inside a race, and it does get better as you use it and it learns more about you. So let's get rid of Outlook on here, and you can see we've got voice attack running and it's buzzing away as I'm trying to type, etc. So let's get iRacing up and running. Start iRacing. Okay, so iRacing has appeared on my other screen. Like I said, I've got triple screens. So what we're going to do is we're just going to jump straight into iRacing and see where we go. So this is kicking off now, and hopefully this should pop up in window mode. Like I said, ignore the performance. We're not really interested in that. So the most important thing I can recommend with voice attack is, like I said, headphones with a built-in microphone. You don't want your 5.1 surround sound buzzing around and confusing it all, etc. And your wife will like it as well. Get headphones on because you're not making massive amounts of noise around the house. And the other thing, do not set critical controls to voice attack. Things that have to happen, for example, pit limiters, don't do it. Chances are, important race, you're coming into the pits, you've got to do a splash and dash. You'll go set my pit limit and it won't recognize it, and you'll go screaming through the pits and you'll get black flagged. So don't do that. Do things for things like windows and controls, or just simple voice commands that if it doesn't happen, so what? Try it again when you're ready. So what we're going to do is take a look at the things we can do inside iRacing. So to put it bluntly, anything that you can control through the keyboard or through your wheel or through a button box that iRacing lets you configure, you can do through voice attack. You just got to work out how to do it. And the way to do it is work out how iRacing expects to see it and get voice attack to apply that to iRacing. Remember, iRacing will be in focus, it will be the active application. So if it's like an F3 for relative, then when you say, for example, show relative, all you're going to do is pipe F3 key command press into the active app, which is iRacing. So for those that don't know, all of your controls and things are down in here, and you can see them also. Here's all your relative screens. Where are we? Here's all your relative screens, F1 through to F9, etc. And a whole load of stuff in here. So what I'm going to do is just give you a quick demo of how we set these up. So let's go into my voice attack here. See voice attack set here. And we're just going to go in and we're going to have a look in the profile, and we'll have a look at my show relative. And my show relative is basically key press. So I'm going to speak show relative, key press F3, hold for 0.1 seconds, and release. Basically tap F3. So nice and simple. And I've got it set up for other things as well. So let's take that out and let's pop into here, and we'll go into the car. Now I'm going to just pull out the pits here just so I don't get any interaction with the pits. So that's a horrible field of view. I don't think I could drive that, but never mind. Okay, so you can see that I've just reorganized a few things. So I wouldn't normally have my relative screen in the center there. It's just so that you can see it. So let's give this a go. Show relative, and it's gone. Show relative. It appears. Nice and simple. All it's doing is piping through F3. So, show tyres. Show tyres. Show tyre info. Show stand-ins. Show lap. Show relative. There we go. Really, really simple. And basically, that's how you can control your black box. Now you can use other functions inside iRacing there. You can switch bits of the cockpit on and off. So if we look down in the bottom right hand corner, you can see we've got the driving controls and the gear indicators. Show controls. Switch them off. Show controls. Show controls. Switch them back on. Let's go for frame rate. So look up in the top left, I think it's going to appear. Show frames. Show frames. There we go. Show timing. Show timings. Now, my timings has appeared. Now I'm going to cycle through these. Show timings. Show timings. Show timings. There you go, cycling through. I'm having a bit of a problem, like I said, with trying to get the camera to pick this up, the microphone to pick this up. Show timings. Show timings. See, it's cycling through now. Show timings. Show timings. Show timings. Show frames. Show relative. So, nice and easy. Switch it on, switch it off. So those are your basic commands that you can do, things that are directly mapped to the keyboard, to the things. So, how about something else? What about pass left, pass right, say thank you, say welcome, say sorry. So how did I do that then? Well, it's quite simple really. How would you normally do it? You'd hit the T button and you'll go hello and return. So how do we do that? Quite simple. If we go into voice attack and we go and have a look, and let's just do a new one. So I don't think we've got one for hello set up. No, have we got one for hello set up? Yes, we have. I'm just going to delete it. Okay, so we create a new one. New command for hello. So say hello. Now I'm prefixing it with the word say because I wouldn't normally use that in a conversation over the mic when I'm just generally chit-chatting. I wouldn't go say hello. I'd actually just say it. So that sort of distinguishes it. So how do we do this? Well, the first thing we've got to do is remember the T key press. So key press, T. Hold it down for 0.2 seconds and release it. Now we could just do key presses for and spell out hello if we wanted to, or we could hit the recorder button. Start recording. Now type it out. Hello, exclamation, exclamation mark, and remember the enter. And you can see that it's saying press and release, press and release, press and release. There it is. Say hello. So let's give that a go. Say hello. Simple as that. That's how easy it is. So I use it for things like pitting in and pitting out. So enter pits. Exit pits. So much easier than finding a button and pressing it. Dead easy. Show timings. Show timings. Show timings. Show frames. Here's a really good one that I love. That's a button press. Now, in fact, we'll leave this one to the end. So the next thing, let's have a look at our tyres. Right. So show tyres. Show tyres. Okay, so you can see that our tyres are defaulted to replace at pit stop. Show fuel. Show fuel. And the same with the fuel. So we know the score, we know what happens. We sit on the pole, and if it's, we know that we can do the short race, and we don't need to hit the pits. We want to switch all that off because if we're going to get free pit stop, and we don't want all that to mess us up and slow us down on our pit stops. So you normally know the procedure: start line, F4, F5, switch off, switch off, switch off, F3. Right, okay, I'm ready to go. It's a bit of a rigmarole. Now, how do you do this in iRacing? Well, the way that you would actually do this in iRacing is hit the T command and use the built-in macros. Hash, clear, will reset and switch off fuel, and will switch off everything else including tyres. You can see that the fuel's disappeared. Show tyres. You see that my tyres have been switched off as well. So, how do we get that to work? Well, if you have a look at it, it's just the same as the say command, as your chatting command. So, all I've done is we're just going to switch these back on again. Show fuel. I'll switch those back on. If I go and have a look in my voice attack, I've actually got a nice little one that says clear car. And if we look at it, all it says is press the T key and hold. And then it says press the hash key, then typed out clear, enter. As simple as that. Nice and easy. So let's cancel out of that. So let's give it a go. So let's have a look first. So we can see the fuel is set. Show tyres. Clear car. Tyres are now being switched off. Show fuel. Simple. So all I do when I get to the grid is I just say clear car. Clear car. So we've gone through the clear car command there, so let's just do it again. Clear car. So there you go, you see my tyres are cleared out. Show fuel. Show fuel. So what about if I want to add tyres and add fuel, stuff like that? How do I do it? Well, again, it's just macro commands. Quite simple. Hit the T command. In fact, let's come out of that a second. Show tyres. So let's add the left front tyre. So T command, #LF, return. Simple as that. So all I've done is I've added a macro in to add all 4 tyres. Add tyres. Done. Simple as that. Very easy. And you can see right at the top there, you can see the # command that's being used. So pretty much any macros that you want to put in, you can do, no problems at all. So I want to show you the last little thing. Nice little party piece. Exit car. There we go. Nice and easy to get out of the car. So where do you find all those macros? Well, you can go to the web forums, the help files, but also you'll see that here's an example of them here. So #key, LF for the tyres, WS is windscreen tear-offs, I believe, fuel, and a number. You don't need the dollar on the end. So all I've done is I've just mapped those up. So like I said, pretty much anything that you can do inside here, or inside the ini files, if there's options in there, then you can just do that through voice attack, and it works quite nicely. Like I said, don't use critical stuff on it. Sometimes it's a bit flaky, sometimes it's not quite right. It works on your timing of your voice, but it does learn as it goes along, and it gets a lot better. And to be honest, you know, when I'm racing around and etc., every now and then I just need to look at certain things, or instead of just hitting a button and say pass left, pass right, I just say it. Just say pass left, and off it goes, and it goes and does what it needs to do on there. So hopefully you found this useful. Like I said, I don't normally do these types of videos. I do have a YouTube channel, which you're probably on it at the moment if you're watching this, so please like, please subscribe. It does help me fund it a little bit, and I'll see you next time. Thank you very much.